Welcome to another super day in Tel Aviv, Jaffa. Today is the first day that we had rain and it's a little bit cloudy. Look at the rough sea. And I'm not sure that you will be able to hear me now. I'll try to be more noisy than the sea. What I'm going to do today is the first long video of a tour in Jaffa. And let's see what will happen. It may be too windy now, then lots of breeze. Then I will be quiet soon for like 2 minutes. Enjoy the view. What you can see there is the old city of Jaffa, and you can see that it's like a small hill. It's not flat. And the question is, why? And we will answer it soon. And enjoy the sea. Lots of wind. Look how beautiful it is. The sign says in Hebrew and Arabic here, don't swim here, it's dangerous. There's no lifeguard, lots of rocks. I hope that you survived the noise, but I'm going to a much quieter place. Tel Aviv is mostly flat, but not Jaffa, not at least not the old city of Jaffa. Then you can rent your scooters here and your bicycle, which for me it's a little bit dangerous if you ask me. But when you will reach Tel Aviv, you will find that there's a lot of bicycle lanes. I love the old city of Jaffa. It's totally different than Tel Aviv. It's like old and new. Impressive. And if you've been in Jaffa, let's say 5 years ago, let me tell you that it's a totally different story now. And it's going to be still new and newer when you will come. Because they're renovating a lot. They know the potential of that city for tourists and for the local citizen of Tel Aviv and Israel actually. We're talking about a city of let's say 2,000 years, 4,000 years old at least. But let's cross it safely to the clock tower. If you are in Tel Aviv, it's or a walking distance from the center, or just take a bus. It's not so difficult. We reach the clock square, and from here we will begin a tour, but not before I will sit a little bit because it's going to take us a few minutes to understand what's happening here. First of all, you saw that the old city of Jaffa is actually on top of the hill. The rest is flat. Then why Jaffa is different than any other place around here? It's very easy. Israel was built, Israel is on the border, on the bridge between Africa, Asia and Europe. If you wanted to conquer the world, you had to start from Israel, and then the Middle East, and then Europe, Africa and Asia. Then in that case, so many people conquered Israel, destroyed all evidence, built their own cities, and someone else came, destroyed those evidence, built their own cities. All right, then why everything is flat here and only Jaffa, the whole city of Jaffa, is not? Mainly because in Israel there are few places that if you want to control this country, and by that to control the world, you must actually conquer it. One of them is the most important harbor in the middle of Israel, and that is the port of Jaffa. Then Jaffa became to be a target. City on top of a city, on top of a city, on top of city. What you saw there, the small hill, it's not small hill. It's actually artificial layers of cities. City on top of a city, on top of a city, on top of a city. Then Jaffa as a city was more important to the one who came to conquer the world than the one who wanted to visit Jerusalem. Sounds strange, isn't it? But Napoleon never been in Jerusalem, but he conquered Jaffa. Richard the Lionheart, he was a crusader. He came for Jerusalem, never been in Jerusalem. The importance of Jaffa as part of the highway for controlling the world is more important than Jerusalem as the oldest city. Then that was the square. And it looked like a market in the Arabic time. But then the government, the new rulers say, all right, we do have a huge connection from here to Europe. A lot of people are coming to Jerusalem to see Israel, and this is the entrance of that place. That's not good. Then in that case, he decided to change it. I'm going to try something then. If it won't be easy, then for me, then excuse me for that. What I mean by trying something, I'm going to show you some pictures, and that's for the first time in my tours, mainly because I don't know how to deal with the gimbal and the pictures together. Then I'm trying to do that. All right, let me try to show it to you, and you will tell me if it's okay by you, if it was okay or not. Oh, you can hear the bells of the church. This is the Middle East. Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Turkey, Lebanon, Syria, Egypt, Sudan. But look at that, trying to figure out, Israel, such a small place, but still very important to understand the location. I mean, you can see that Israel is a bridge between Africa, Asia and Europe. If you look at the map of Israel, including the West Bank and Gaza Strip, this is Gaza. We are here at Jaffa, Tel Aviv-Yafo. Yafo, it's Jaffa in Hebrew, and you can see that that's the highway to the rest of the world, and it's the closest port to Jerusalem as well. There's a lot of wind here, and this is the square that we are actually staying here. You will recognize it soon, but you can see that it's kind of an Arabic market with camels, horses, fruit and vegetables, and you will recognize that. Look at that arch. It is. See the arch? That used to be the police station of Jaffa. Later on, it used to be that Kishle, the Ottomans police station, the British police station later on. Israeli used it too. And one of the men who actually been captured there, been there in the prison, said, one day I will buy that place and I will turn it into something else. And he did it. He bought it and built a beautiful hotel, 5-star hotel, an amazing hotel at the entrance to Jaffa. Then you saw that picture, let us see another one. I think it works. And here, remember that he decided to build something instead of it? That he decided to build the clock tower, which is right here. Then you can see that he turned it first to a small garden, and soon you will see the clock tower. That's the Kishle, the police station, right here. Why to build a clock tower in the middle of the city? First of all, he wanted to make it a little bit more European. For that, he started to build the new Saraya, the new police station right here. And look at that building. It doesn't look like a regular ancient Arabic place, although there's so many Arabic motif here, but that, for sure, it's something else. And then he said, the Sultan at that time, Abdul Hamid II, is celebrating 25 years as a ruler of the city, and he needs to get a present. Then they decided to build for him clock towers. There were 5 clock towers in Israel and 100 clock towers all over the place. And remember, we talked about the market, the garden. You can see it right here in front of you. And here, he's gonna build a clock tower. It wasn't so easy. It's quite expensive. Then, as you can see here, he already built the 2 stories, but they had no money to build the 3rd story. Gosh, what will happen with Jaffa? To the left, that is the first shopping mall in Israel. Belongs to the Greek Orthodox Church until today. The first layer were the shops, and the upper part is where the shopkeepers, actually shop owners, lived. It was covered. And in Israel, it was so important because of the humidity and the heat. There was someone who actually had a watch. At that time, we are talking about 1903, 1906. Nobody had watches. Usually they had a sunlight, but you know, in that kind of day, which is a little bit gray, there's no option for sunlight. They didn't know what's the time. Then they used to go to him, the people, and ask him, Yosef, what's the time? Yosef, what's the time now? Yosef, what's the time? Oh, you got the message. It's annoying. Then he decided to donate the 3rd part to the clock tower. Now look at the differences. First and second one, look at above the windows and the doors. You can see that they decorated it, and it's not easy to decorate places. that built with limestone. Oh, sorry, with sandstone, car. Not easy. Look at the clock that he donated, the window that he donated, totally flat. Now look at the columns, the kind of columns at the side of the tower. It's round here, a little bit noisy. Yeah, this is the center of the city, and I started the tour early to avoid it. Then you can understand what will happen soon. Look at the second story, still round corners. What about the third one? Total flat. And here it is. We do have a clock tower. We had 5 clock towers, I already mentioned it. One of them was on top of Jaffa Gate in Jerusalem. And I'm sure that you watch my videos, and if not, please do that, and you will see that there's no clock tower at Jaffa Gate anymore, mainly because the British didn't like it. Now when we know everything, let's continue the tour, but let me organize my bag first. Beautiful, isn't it? Let me show you what actually happened at the day that they published it to the public. They celebrated. In 1903 or 02, you can see the clock tower here. Kind of 2 kiosks that are not here anymore. Flags of the Ottomans. The shopping mall that you already know is right here, and we are heading to the city. What you saw now was the plaza outside the city. This is the clock tower, and if we're talking about local shops, then there are so many here. Castro, it doesn't sound like an Israeli fashion, but it is. And it's quite a good one, I must say. You can see right there the original cover of the shopping mall. The weather is amazing. Yesterday it was 30 degrees, today it's only 28, but there's no sun yet. And we might have a little bit of rain, and I hope that we won't. To show you that it belongs to the Greek Orthodox, look at the symbol. Here it is, above the gate, and this is the taphos, the symbol of the Holy Land Keeper by the Greek Orthodox. All right, you're not looking at the red sign. Another important place that I want you to meet, it's there. It's called Aviv-Yafo, and it's a wonderful Arabic bakery. Excellent, not so expensive, not expensive at all actually, and very fresh, very good, and it's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Then where we are, according to it, this is the clock tower at Yafa Street, and Aviv-Yafo is there in Pasteur Street, but when you will reach a clock tower, everyone knows where it is, and you don't need to remember Aviv-Yafo, just say the bakery, a famous Arabic bakery. And behind those buildings, it's the flea market, and I don't know if you will be able to visit it today, but I will try. I will try. Look at the differences here. At the road. And look how beautiful it is. then what it is and why there's some signs on the road. I mean, it looks different. And what is that? Then let's move to the other side. Because it would be better to show you everything from there. It's a Seville rat, or in a way, place to drink water or to purify your legs. What I'm going to tell you, it's not a real history, but it's a beautiful legend. That was the entrance to the city, and the one who controlled the city didn't allow people to enter from 6 p.m. until 6 a.m. But he himself reached that place after 6 p.m. and he couldn't enter. There was no water. There was a lot of fruit, a lot of oranges, or Jaffa oranges, all over. It was a huge orchard, reached Tel Aviv. And he didn't know what to do. I mean, people are suffering. There's no water. Then the day after, he built it. But it's not so true. What is true is that he used marble from Ashkelon and from Caesarea. And if you saw a video of mine a few days ago about Caesarea, it's part of it. Because he wanted to impress above it. It's the stamp of Abdul Hamid II, Sultan from the Ottomans, and sentences from the Quran. And people used to wash their legs and hands before they entered to the most important mosque. Look how beautiful is that mosque. Look at the cover. It was beautiful, isn't it? This is Al Jama mosque, the mosque that people are praying mainly in on Friday, and today they will. But why there's differences here? Because from here to there, it was a wall. Especially here, you can see the wall goes all the way there and through there. Why? Because the only entrance to Jaffa was from there. This is the main gate. It doesn't look like a main gate now, but it was the main gate of Jaffa at that time. Then it didn't matter if a car, at that time there was no car, wanted to reach that area, they couldn't. For example, if the scooter is entering into the wall now, and those cars as well. We will enter through the main gate. The main gate is called Jerusalem Gate. Just like in Jerusalem, there's Jaffa Gate, leads to Jaffa. Say Boker Tov Lecha. Now a gate in Jaffa is not like a small thing, because the walls were very, very massive. Remember, Jaffa in a way was more important than Jerusalem if you wanted to conquer the world. And that is only the first part of the wall. Ah, look at that! Oh, yesterday someone wrote me that I'm actually turning too fast. Must do that slowly. I will do that slowly. Here you can see a tower, at least the base of a tower of that gate. Now when you enter to the city, you enter while you are turning right and then left. Oh, why? To make your life miserable if you are entering to the city and wartime, if you're a soldier. Then you will turn right, and usually Your, let's say, rival will be at the right side. It will be close to the wall. You won't be able to deal with it. And this is still the gate. Massive, isn't it? The walls are not here anymore, mainly because after Napoleon conquered the city, they realized that there is no reason for walls. Khalfanim Street. What are you doing when you are reaching a new country with a new currency, different currency? You exchange it. This is the exchange street, changer street. Khalfanim, it's in Hebrew. And you can see here, if you're talking about science, street science, then you can see that it's always in three languages: Hebrew, Arabic, and English for the tourist. Guess what? We are still in the gate area. So let's enter through it. A wonderful fish restaurant. I myself not eating fish, but if you like fish, it's quite a good idea. Looks like Greece, isn't it? And that's Jaffa. It's a mixture between beauty, old fashion, and happiness. Let's go through it. This is the main road, and you can see that main road is quite wide. We are at Atsolfim Street. Those are the one who deals with gold, silver, mainly at the time of the Ottomans. Look how beautiful those windows are. At the time of the Ottomans, the currency wasn't wasn't good. Then people preferred to bring themselves not money, not local money. They brought gold, silver, and then they exchanged it here for better currency, better rates. A lot of artists you can find in Jaffa, and this is part of it. All right. Oh, you can put a coin there, and you will get it there or not. Nice. That is new for me. I've been here 2 weeks ago. I didn't see it, or maybe I didn't pay attention for that. If the idea of the ancient pictures, the old pictures that I show you is okay, please tell me that, and then I will start to edit in the other videos of ours. Look at the bougainvillea. I'm still happy that I'm alone here. Jaffa was so crowded, it's like every old city. But in 1936, the Arabs decided to revolt against the British. British had no fear from that, and they told them, tomorrow you're gonna leave Jaffa because we're gonna destroy part of it. Why to destroy it? Because by that we will control you in a better way. And they did it. That's why there's a lot of open spaces and green parks. Later on, when the Israeli came to here, when it became part of Israel in 1948, I must say that they Israel destroy another part of it. For me, it's a sin, because you're destroying history, you're destroying private houses. Another gate, and that was the new gate. What do you mean gate? There's no walls here. No, of course there's no, but it used to be. At the 18th century, late 18th century, 19th century, they realized that there's no reason for walls here, and they destroy it and build houses instead of it. But just 3 years before they destroy it, the local people here asked to build a gate that carriages will be able to enter to Jaffa. Talking about the Ottoman time. Then they did it. And then I must tell you that that gate is the only evidence of the wall in that area. Let's continue. You can see the beautiful stones. I'm talking about the sandstone, but above it, it's made of cement. Then you can understand it's kind of layers of places. Because I came early, I couldn't enter with you to that beautiful restaurant. And when you will come back to, go into it. בדיוק כדי לפתוח את זה, but I don't know if you can see something. It used to be a street, and they cover it. אני יכול לצלם? Alright then. We came on time. As I believe, or at least I hope that it's going to be crowded today. Then let me wait for him. Hit the road. Then he let me, oh, look at that. Look at that. The name of the restaurant is Candidov. Here it is. For the one who will ask me where it is, just look at, Google it. It's there. Amazing. I mean, look at the bar here. Remember, it used to be a street. There's so many holes here, and we are the first and the only one here. Private rooms, and it goes on and on and on, and then turn right. I mean, it's beautiful, isn't it? Now you know it. Toda. And you're most welcome. As you can see, we are climbing up a little bit, a little bit. And that's the beauty of the tour. You will climb. But I can do that in a mild way. Oh, I love those birds. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Why is running? It's not hot. This is the new hotel, Jaffa Hotel. I think it belongs to the W chain. It used to be owned by the Christians. It was a hospital, a French hospital, later on a church and a nunnery, and now it's a beautiful hotel. I mean, from here it's ugly, but it's really beautiful. It's maintained all the ancient part, that you find here, like walls. Not a cheap one, but really beautiful. And if I'll find a place to stay, I will show you something that actually talks to me. And this is the only remain of the monastery that used to be here. The last remain. Oh, a cat. And look at that. It's a floating orange tree. Do-do-doom. Do-do-doom. And a beautiful healthy cat as well. Gosh, this is such a beautiful thing. Let me go backward and take a picture of it. All right, let's start with the orange trees. There were so many orchards here, and the brand Old Jaffa oranges was well famous. Secondly, the sculptor who did it, Ran Morin. Let me show you the name. In 1903, decided to show the world that although the Jews were exiled from the land for 2,000 years, when they came back, they flourished again. Although most of their time they didn't touch the land of Israel. Beautiful idea, isn't it? Remember that door, and let me see if I will be able to show you the pictures that I wanted to show you. This is the first picture that I wanted you to see. You can see how green Jaffa was, and you can see the top of Jaffa as well. So many kind of fruit and vegetables, mainly because we do have fresh water. I mean, just dig for like 2 meters, few feet, and you will find it. Another picture that I want you to see is Jaffa, and if you look carefully, you can see that there's no green spaces, and it's so crowded. That is Jaffa before the British decided to change the story. This is part of the monastery that used to be instead of the hotel that you saw, but here that's how it looks like. And that part is already there. I mean, you can see it, but what I wanted to show you that Ran Morin did something like that in Jerusalem. I mean, floating trees. This is olive trees in Jerusalem, and you can find so many kind of different trees all over Israel. That's the works of Ran Morin. But that is the most important picture that I wanted to show you. From the door that I'll show you, and I'll show it to you soon again, 2 nuns used to go out. You can see 2 nuns, that's one and that's the other one, used to go out and feed the cats. That was the door, right there. And here you could see the area that they used to feed the cats. They did it in 4 a.m. and 4 p.m. every day. After they took off the monastery, or no, the monastery is still there, but it's not functioning as a nunnery anymore. The nuns are still doing it. They rent an apartment in Jaffa. They didn't move back to Jerusalem, at least that was true before the Corona time. And they stay here to feed the cats. And the beautiful thing is that after they fed the cat, and every cat had her own dish, they told the cats, go away now, because if not, the city hall will catch you, because you're stray cats. Amazing, isn't it? Then, let me organize everything, and we will continue. Yeah, the cat here is looking at me and says, feed me, feed me. Of course, I love cats. Why do we have a lot of cats? Because we have the best climate for cats, and we don't have any other wild animals in Tel Aviv and Jaffa and in Israel. A lot of exhibitions are in the street of Jaffa, and a lot of galleries. Everything is closed now, mainly because of, look at that. because of because it's early and coronavirus. There are no tourists here. Let's walk a little bit through the alleys of that beautiful city. I mean, and every alley here is a story. And if you're talking about stories, Napoleon conquered Israel in 1799, and he entered through that area. It wasn't a gate, but he knew that it's the easiest part of Jaffa, and he ordered the general to go through here. And the general, when he entered that area, he smelled wine, good wine. That was the Christian quarter of the old city of Jaffa. And what he did, he entered through that door that used to be a winery, a school winery, until a few years ago, and he found the wine. But what he found more was the exit or the entrance to the hidden entrance to the city. Above you, this is part of the wall, remember? I mean, that was part of the wall. Then above it, you could find, at that time, more than 4,000 Ottoman soldiers. And he entered through here. And that's how Napoleon conquered the city. Now, that story of the first officer that entered to the city was so famous to some people who lives here that one of them, Menachem Golan, decided to go to Hollywood and to produce Rambo. Then this is the name of the first soldier, the first officer, French officer. Let's face it, Rambo. And I'm sure that I'm not pronouncing it well. It's not an American name. It's so beautiful to see it without tourists. And today there will be a lot of Israelis here. Why? Because it's for free. Why? Because it's beautiful. Let's face it. I hope that you will love it as well. Before we will visit the city, they just opened an ancient place. They renovated it lately, and they opened it like a week, 2 weeks ago. Then let's go and visit it. Palm trees, olive trees. I know that place, but not as now. Then I'm entering to it for the first time after they renovated it, like you, with you. The signs, explanation signs are not here yet. Wow. You know what you're looking at? This is a gate to an Egyptian government house. Egyptian? What the Egyptian did here? Remember, Israel was so important to everyone who wanted to control the world. And the Egyptian did it a few times. Let me tell you a story, how it's happened. We're going back to the, let's say, 13th, 14th, 15th century BC. that place was owned by the Canaanite. But the Egyptian king knew that if he won't conquer it, he won't rule the world. And what he did is sent one of his officer, and that officer came with lots of vases full with wheat. Egypt was the wheat farm of the world at that time. And with the sword of the king, and he said, the Egyptians are going away, they couldn't conquer you, but I'm staying with the bravest one, and you are braver than my ex-boss. And because of it, I'm giving you that offer. Now the Canaanite king wasn't so, he knew that it can be a trick. Then he checked every vase of wheat, and because there was nothing there except of wheat, they entered with it into the city. And I think you know exactly what's happened. Soldiers went out of those vases, opened the gate of the city, and that was the end of the Canaanite city. And this is the gate from the Ramses II, from the 13th century BC. Amazing, isn't it? But the Egyptians were here even before that. Can take us to, we can go back to the 19th century BC. Amazing. I love that story. They kept that place mainly because of the harbor. I forgot to mention harbor. When you took a cruise at, let's say, 19th century BC, you couldn't sail from Alexandria, Egypt, straight to Rome or to Greece. You couldn't do that. Then how come? You had to sail through the coast of the Middle East. And one of them was Jaffa, and it was a very big one. Then, here it is, another reason to occupy Jaffa. Did I say Gaza? Gaza was a very important port as well. I'm talking about Jaffa now. Mainly because it was close to Jerusalem. Mainly because it's in the center of Israel. All right. Did I tell you that we are going through the shops, through the streets? We will do that. But first, let's climb to the top of Old Jaffa, top of the hill. And I'm still alone here. It might be a little bit... No wind. Oh, it looks okay. The clouds tells us that it might rain, but we don't trust the cloud, don't we? Look at the amazing view. Wow, there are so many things to talk about it here. It's already 50 minutes tour. Gosh, it's amazing. If you reach that part, please write me, Zahi. We reach the view from Joppa to Tel Aviv. Yay! It's such a beautiful day. I'm so happy that I decided to do that now when it's a little bit gray. because it's not as hot as it was supposed to be. And tomorrow, it used to be the first day of autumn in Israel. Yeah, autumn. Yeah, and it looks like it. All right, what we can see from here. That's Tel Aviv. All the skyscrapers are part of it. Wait. You're watching my video for the first time and you didn't subscribe my channel? Please do that and push the button as well, the bell as well, and you will be able to watch my latest videos. And all of it. Tel Aviv and the cities around Tel Aviv. Tel Aviv, it's not a big city, it's 400,000 inhabitants. But it's kind of the center, it's like New York's. Manhattan. Lots of people are here because they want to live the good life. Because of its rain, you can see the mountains of Judea and Samaria. And this is already, right there, this is already the West Bank. And if you're not taking the West Bank as part of Israel, now you know how narrow Israel is. It started from there and ends here. You can see the Mediterranean Sea. Today it's quite rough. See, it's the end of the season, but a few of the coasts there are open for you 24 hours a day, not 24 hours a day, but all here. And we do have more than 10 kilometers of it. What's that church? And why there's a church in the Holy Land and in Jaffa? Jaffa is very important for the Christians. That is the house of Simon the Tanner, according to the book of Acts. Actually, we do have two, one for the Catholic and one for the Greek Orthodox and the Armenian, but it's the same idea. And here, when St. Peter got the message, the vision of the sack full of non-clean animals that God told him to butcher and eat. Until then, he said, I cannot do that. I'm a Jew. Jew eat only kosher food. From here, by the by the order of Cornelius, he went with two of the servants, Cornelius' servants, and one Roman soldiers to Caesarea. And I took some videos, amazing videos of Caesarea, and let me show you where Caesarea is. But the trees are not helping me there. All right, you can see the coast of Israel. At the far away, you can see a city. That's Netanya, and behind it it's Hadera, and it's there. Not so far, isn't it? Now everything is small in the Holy Land. And the first non-Jew was converted to future Christianity. Let's continue. Beautiful. Gan HaPisga. Gan HaPisga. It's a difficult name to remember it. You might remember it by the name Abraham Park, but no one knows Abraham Park. They know the word Pisgah. Let's continue to something that I really love. It's called the Wishing Bridge. And let us read it together. An ancient legend holds that anyone boarding the bridge holds its zodiac sign and looks at the sea, their wish will come true. Okay, welcome to the western wall of Jaffa, the Wailing Wall of Jaffa. And I will do that slowly When you will see your zodiac, just push the button, stop, look at the sea and pray. Ask for something. That's mine. I'm holding it. All right. You do have a problem to watch the sea. Then what I'm going to do, touch it and pray. The sea is a little bit there. Lovely idea, isn't it? Now it's an ancient story from, let's say, 20 years ago, but still one day it will be ancient. Such a beautiful place. We will turn right here to the galleries and shops that I promised you. And don't worry, we are not going to stop there. I know that some of you will be happy to stop and shop. Ruthie, I know that you will. Such an amazing weather. Short sleeves. It's not cold at all. It's let me see. Supposed to be 27 degrees, 85. It's perfect, and not so humid. Castle. House built by the Crusaders and the Mamluks. And it's for sale. Beautiful building. Mamluks are the Muslims at the 13th, 14th, 15th century AD. There's a map here of Jaffa. Let's see what we did until now. We started a tour at the clock tower, and then we enter to the old city. Through here we saw the Khalfanim Street. That's the gate. We went through Hatzofim Street. We saw the floating tree, and we are right here. We already saw the Ramses Gate and Pisgah Garden. Now we can see how it looks there. And we're going to visit a little bit the shopping area, And the Simon the Tanner house, the port. We saw the Church of St. Peter, sadly it's closed now. I wanted to go in, but we will go through there. You can see the flag of Israel, the gay flag as well. In Tel Aviv there's a big community of gays. This is kind of an open city that accepts everyone. Look how beautiful it is of the Mamluk style. Oh, the smell of the flowers are amazing. No, not those flowers. It's amazing too. I'm talking about everything here. Such a beautiful place. That part of the city I really love. Oh, the names of the street, but the names of the zodiac signs. Remember the cats that are well fed? Here they are. Did I mention that I love cats? Yeah, I did. I'm sure that I did. Ba-da-dum. Ba-da-dum. Look how beautiful it is. Now let's talk about the street. There are a lot of renting and selling signs because there are no tourists. It's sad that he's sleeping here. I never saw him. Is he sleeping because he's got no air conditioning here? Because the cat knows him for sure. Every place here is beautiful. Asimta, the theater Asimta, the alley, is a wonderful theater. It's like off Broadway. Some of them are in English as well. Asimta. Then why the streets are narrow? First of all, real estate. It costs a lot of money to build houses here. I'm talking about from day one until now. Secondly, there's a lot of sun here. Then if it will be narrow, there will be a lot of shade and breeze. It's like the air condition of ancient time. Beautiful shops. We always believe that the tourists will come soon, but they were supposed to be here in September, but they delay it again. I'm talking about Israel. I'm not working from February 2020. Ilana Goor is a wonderful museum. She's an artist and she's got her own museum from things that she made and things that she collected. And it's her house as well. And you can actually visit a balcony and enjoy the view there as well. Ilana Goor. And when we excavate here, we found kind of an hostel, a Jewish hostel, at from 1740, and sorry, What you see here is the synagogue. They divided into two. The women's section is the backyard, and the men's section is there. Unbelievable. You can see Sukkah, yeah! It's the holiday of Sukkot, and I just uploaded a video about the meaning of Sukkah, of Sukkot. It's one of the 3 pilgrimage holidays, the festivals that every Jew must visit Jerusalem at a time, and I was there yesterday to hear the priestly blessing and to light candles for by your requests, and to put some notes at the western wall. If you want me to do that, go into the inscriptions and you will see the link for buy me a coffee, and by first supporting me, which I really need it now, mainly because I'm not working and I expected to have tourists next month, but I know that I won't have. You can ask me to light candles and to put a note between the small stone as well. And even more, if you do have suggestion, if I'm doing something wrong, if you want to correct me, you want to tell me something else, please do that. I'm waiting for you. Look how beautiful is that building, and what I wanted to show you that this is the ancient walls of the city. Ta-da-da, ta-da-da. Uri Geller Museum. I think you know Uri Geller. Lots of you knows that he likes to deal with the unknown, and he likes to fold some spoons. He became very important, very well known by that. He lived in America for so many years, and he decided to build his museum right there, and they open it soon. But if you want to see the biggest spoon ever, Guinness record, it's here. If you don't know who's Uri Geller, that's the one. Spoon bending. And then the certificate that this is the largest till spoon. You can read about Uri Geller in every channel that you will choose, and here there's something lovely. And we're going to do that. Albert Einstein. The Bible, the New Testament, the Quran all together, and the Hindu texts. And for love, happiness, purpose, Uri Geller. If you don't know how to write Uri Geller, here's it. And I'm going to do that. This time I will do that with one hand for you, because I'm holding the gimbal. He's got the same hand like me, the same size. All right, Uri Geller. And you can see that there's so many things here, from Chinese, Hindus, Muslims. I love it. I love it. I'm optimist. I'm full with hope. Without tourists, but still full with hope. And I'm happy. Then 2 museums that you must visit, Ilana, Goor. And one day we will visit together Uri Geller Museum. I will stop that part of the video now, mainly because I need to drink and to make some calls. But I will continue the second part of it, or today or next time. And at the end, just like they did in Caesarea, I will publish it every part by itself. It's more than 1 hour. And the second part, I will do the second part, and then at the end I will combine it into one video as well. Then see you. The next video will be about Simon the Tanner, about the excellent, amazing alleys of the city, the port, and more. See you.